For 10 long years, I had one goal: make partner at the law firm where I started my career. I poured everything into it. I'm talking late nights, cancelled vacations, weekends spent buried in paperwork. I played the game, networked, brought in clients, and mentored junior associates. I did everything right, or so I thought. My whole identity was tied up in this one single ambition. I saw the finish line. I could practically taste the champagne. Then came the day of the partnership announcement. My name wasn't on the list. Just like that, a decade of sacrifice, a decade of my life, felt like it had been completely invalidated. The managing partner gave me some vague feedback about firm needs and strategic direction, but all I heard was, "You're not good enough." I was devastated. It wasn't just a job. It was the future I had planned, the validation I had craved. I felt like a total failure. For weeks, I just went through the motions, numb. The office, once my second home, now felt like a constant reminder of my rejection. I had a choice to make. I could stay, feeling bitter and overlooked, or I could leave. The thought of starting over was terrifying. 10 years at one place makes you institutionalized. But the thought of staying, of seeing the people who got the promotion I wanted every single day, was even worse. So, with a deep breath and a whole lot of fear, I resigned. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I couldn't stay there. My confidence was completely shattered. I spent the next few weeks just trying to process what happened, questioning every career choice I'd ever made. Slowly, I started reaching out to my network. Not for a job, necessarily, but just to talk. I reconnected with old colleagues, former clients, even people I'd faced in court. I was just looking for perspective. And something interesting happened. As I told my story, people weren't pitying me. They were impressed. They saw my decade of experience, my work ethic, and my reputation. They didn't see the no I had received. They saw the value I had built. One of those calls was with a former client who had started his own tech company. We had always gotten along well, and he asked me what I was planning to do next. I told him I was exploring my options, maybe even leaving law altogether. He listened, then he said something that changed everything. He said, "Why don't you come work with us? We're growing fast and we desperately need someone with your legal mind and business acumen to build our legal department from scratch. We can't offer you a traditional law firm partnership, but I can offer you a partnership in building something new. Equity, a leadership role, the chance to create your own team." It wasn't a law firm partnership, it was something else entirely. It was a C-suite role, general counsel, with a stake in the company. I was stunned. It wasn't the path I had meticulously planned. This opportunity wasn't about billing hours or climbing a predefined ladder. It was about creating, building, and leading in a dynamic, fast-paced environment. The fear was still there, but for the first time in months, it was mixed with excitement. I realized the partnership I had been chasing was just a title, a symbol. What I really wanted was to be valued, to have a real impact, and to be a leader. This new role offered all of that and more. It was a partnership in the truest sense of the word, a partnership in a shared vision. So I said yes. I jumped into the tech world. It was a steep learning curve, for sure. I went from corporate litigation to dealing with intellectual property, data privacy, and venture capital funding. But I was energized. I wasn't just a lawyer anymore. I was a strategic advisor, a business partner. I was building a department, shaping company culture, and helping a small startup grow into a major player in its industry. The work was more challenging and far more rewarding than anything I had done before. I had autonomy, respect, and a real seat at the table where decisions were made. Looking back, getting denied that partnership was the best thing that ever happened to my career. That painful rejection forced me off a path that wasn't truly right for me. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and opened my eyes to a world of possibilities I never would have considered otherwise. The universe, or whatever you want to call it, had a different plan. The partnership I thought I wanted was a closed door, but it led me to an open field of opportunity. My title now isn't partner, but the value and ownership I have are far greater. My story isn't about bitterness or revenge. It's about resilience and redefinition. Sometimes our greatest setbacks are just setups for our greatest comebacks. That no you hear might just be redirecting you to a much bigger yes. It taught me that my worth isn't defined by a single title or one company's decision. It's defined by my skills, my integrity, and my willingness to adapt. The partnership I was denied was a destination. The partnership I found is a journey, and it's a journey I am so grateful to be on. So if you've recently faced a major rejection, whether it's a job, a promotion, or something else you've worked your heart out for, please don't lose hope. It's okay to be hurt, to be angry, to grieve that loss. But don't let it define you. See it as a plot twist, not the end of the story. Your path might be taking an unexpected turn, but it could be leading you somewhere even better than you ever imagined. Keep your head up, trust in your value, and be open to the partnerships that find you when you least expect them. Thanks for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd subscribe for more content. See you next time.